As much of a circus as the end of the Giant season one was, it was nothing compared to the end of an era and the end of the Oakland A's. The fucking A's played their last game in the Oakland Coliseum. It's probably one point it's called O.co. I'm not even sure. Overstock.com, shithole, whatever its last final name was. But the A's played their last game there on Thursday to an absolutely packed, I think it was 47,000 crowd. Somber celebration, but a raucous atmosphere at the same time. Just strange juxtaposition of emotions. Basically, a big middle finger to John Fisher, saying, "We've been here all along. You have just shit on us consistently, so that we wouldn't come out." And they showed that they would come out, and he majorly fucked up. And that's, again, this is like shooting fish in the barrel, but that's why he's going to be our asshole of the week. John Fisher, much like your White Sox owner Jerry Reinsdorf, wrote a letter to the fans. Honestly, from afar, I think Reinsdorf's letter is far more sincere, believe it or not, as John Fisher threw out just a bunch of cliches, lies,
He threw out a lot of lies in his letter.
a lot of lies, fake apologies, even though he said he genuinely apologizes. He said they tried,
Oh God,
which is horseshit.
total horseshit.
He tried to list all the different projects that they tried to put together, which they did in bad faith, consistently.
I mean, we
That
all
has
knew it.
led, yes, it was such a terrible, just an awful moment for any city to lose a franchise, but Oakland to have now lost all of their professional franchises. The Warriors moved to the West Bay into San Francisco. The Raiders moved to Las Vegas, and now, of course, the A's are well, maybe moving to Vegas. And that's again, we've talked about this, but it's not a done deal yet. They do not have a full stadium proposal done yet for Las Vegas, even though they say they are moving there in 4 years. Right now, they are moving to Sacramento. We've talked about this, where they're moving to a AAA stadium that holds 15,000 people. The other part of what makes John Fisher and the A's assholes is they've said they will not be using the name Sacramento anywhere in their branding. For the
Yes.
next 3 years, they will be called the A's or the Athletics. There will be no city associated with it. So they're not really sounding like they're not really into their new bedfellows, their new girlfriend, boyfriend, Sacramento. If they're not going to take your name. They've also said they're trying to negotiate where if they make the playoffs, which is hilarious to think that the A's might make the playoffs in the next 3 years. The idea that they could play in a different facility for those playoff games, because of course they would want a much larger gate than the 15,000 seat capacity would offer them in Sacramento. So I don't know where they think they're going to play these fanciful playoff games. Potentially in San Francisco, maybe at Oracle Park, which would be hilarious. To be a fly on the wall for those negotiations. I'm sure the Giants have no interest in helping the A's in any way, or anyone in the Bay Area would have any interest in helping them. I don't know where they would be playing these games, but it's just hilarious. They'd be essentially they're begging to play playoff games that will never happen at a neutral site, which is just shows what a shambles this whole situation is. You know, you feel terrible for A's fans, fans of Oakland. I don't know. I mean, you kind of got to worry. I see similar things, and I hate to say this to you as a lifelong White Sox fan, but you can see a similar path with the White Sox, and you've got time to fix this. I don't know how the fans fix this or how you avoid this path, but there feel like you're on similar channels, and I can't imagine what that would feel like if the Tigers left Detroit. Like how bitter or what I would do next, or if I would even be into baseball anymore. Like I don't know what that would feel like, but I'm worried. I'm worried that could happen to the White Sox. So I think I think White Sox fans should be looking at what's going on in Oakland right now and as a cautionary tale. And I I don't know. I mean, obviously Vegas is off the board, but you've heard the threats from Reinsdorf. If he sells the team or if he dies and his kids sell it, a new owner doesn't have any necessarily any ties to the city of Chicago, and he's openly flirted with Nashville and other places. So I don't know. It just brings up dark images in my mind watching the A's who have been there for 60 some years, my whole life, your whole life. Even though they've been in Kansas City and Philadelphia before that, to now be onto a fourth city, it can happen anywhere, and it just it makes me nauseous. The fans there showed up. They gave their middle fingers to Fisher. I salute them. I really, in a way, I believe there's a glimmer of hope that I'll throw out there is that John Fisher is so incompetent, so arrogant that he's going to completely fuck up this Las Vegas deal and they'll have nowhere to go but back to Oakland or to sell the team, in which there are plenty of interested parties in the city of Oakland that would buy it from him and keep them there in some capacity and hopefully be a little just slightly more competent to actually negotiate a stadium deal. So there's a glimmer of hope out there, but it's just a fucking awful situation. And this is all because of one fucking person. That is our asshole of the week, potentially asshole of the year, which we'll get to in the off season, or maybe asshole of the century. But it's going to get a good running for his money with our reigning asshole of the year, Jerry Reinsdorf. But John Fisher, you are a fucking asshole.
Word Hole Media.